political officer.
Today, we ask you, ask the European Union to do more to help save our democracy from collapse. For that is what this lawlessness portends for our country.
Do not forget that after the February 25th general election and also the 18th of March gubernatorial and state houses of assembly election, the European Union has condemned the use of violence, vote buying, threatening, and other electoral malpractices during the elections. And they have said that the election did not reflect the will of the people. And ever since then, so many well-meaning Nigerians and concerned citizens have been protesting from across the world. The other day, we witnessed protests in Washington, United States of America, and so many parts of Europe have been protesting. In this video, some concerned group of Nigerians has also mobilized themselves to protest before the European Union, demanding justice for this election that was filled with irregularities. It might interest you to watch the video to the end. I'm Okocha P. Marcel, and this is my channel.
We therefore call for sanctions on Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, all state electoral commissioners, and other Inec officials who contributed to this illegality and this raid on our existence as masses of Nigeria. Our country needs healing. It will be counterproductive to allow a fraudulent process to succeed, as fraud will eternally birth fraud. We cannot grow our democracy on falsehood and suspicion. The holes in our national fabric must be woven shut. One way is to establish immediately my water run away my ayu. Water run away my eye. We stand in the ruins of transparency, on the embalming table of inclusion, equity, and accountability. Today we are voices stripped of the music of choice. Today we are Nigerians, broken, calling on Inec to count our votes. On the 25th of February 2023, Nigerians trooped to their polling units with one mission, which is to cast their votes and choose their next leaders. They qualified for this exercise by participating in year-long continuous voter registration, which witnessed an unprecedented spike as has never been seen in any election since 1999. Months later, they returned to collect their permanent voter's card and went home with a commitment to participate and engage with the process. The chain of apathy was broken, tossed to the belly of oblivion. We were free to exercise, to experience the full potential of our Nigerianness. Our binding lines were unbroken. In ideology, they held us together. In trust, they watched us like water. In truth, they kept us alive. We breathed the full breath of what being citizens should be in a progressive, secular society. So when the day finally arrived, we had hope. We had no doubt in our hearts, in the potion that always questions truth, that our votes must count. But nothing could bolster our belief like the assurances by Mr. President, General Muhammadu Buhari, and the Inec Chairman, Professor Yakubu Mahmoud. Recall that a little over a year ago, President Muhammadu Buhari appended his signature to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2022. The fanfare that greeted that amendment can well claim recognition as one of the most colorful in our recent history due to its unbroken allegiance to the Nigerian spirit. On that day, we were neither Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Efik, Fulani, Birom, or any tribe whatsoever. No, we were not Bagi, we were not Ijo. On that day, we were Nigerians full of positive energies of our land. Now I hate to announce today that in the heart of some, all this has gone to waste. You may have seen the video of the diasporans who tore their passports. Some other Nigerians have done same to the fabric of our identity because Inec, through Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, chose to silence their voice. And so we ask, what is the value of democracy if the process that recruits its leaders consistently lacks credibility? Perhaps the answer is at the International Conference Center where Professor Yaqub Mahmoud began, sustained and concluded collation and declaration of a candidate as winner of the presidential election based on falsehood, contravening its guidelines and electoral act. It is most disturbing that this was done in the full glare of the world. Never has our democracy been so sorely abused by any citizen in either public or private service. Professor Yaqub Mahmoud has raised a bar in impunity that will cost our country many years of electoral excellence to correct. This was not the electronic transmission he promised Nigerians and the world at Chatham House. Professor Yaqub Mahmoud has lied to Nigerians and abused our right of choice. And therefore we pass a vote of no confidence and call for his immediate sack and prosecution.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We cannot afford to continue the culture of performing lawlessness without consequences. We are as strong as our laws and as strong as our institution. We cannot afford to descend any lower than this. We therefore call on President Muhammadu Buhari, whose commitment to free and fair election is engraved in the legacy of the Electoral Act of 2022, to initiate processes and procedures that will bring Nigeria under the control of an interim government pending the resolution of all litigations pertaining to the conduct of the February 25th presidential election. In which regard, we would also hope that the condition would be a swift and a quick hearing at the courts and a judgment to reflect the true will of the masses. Otherwise, this request for an interim government should all of these conditions not be met before the day of the handing over.
Yes.
The European Union has had a long-standing relationship with Nigeria, contributing assiduously to the promotion of democratic principles. Your contribution to the growth of our creative industry cannot be exhausted in one note of appreciation. We are also aware of our contribution to humanitarian efforts in the Northeast. For all this, we are grateful. But today, we ask the European Union to do more to help save our democracy from collapse. For that is what this lawlessness portends for our country. We therefore call for sanctions on Professor Yaqub Mahmoud, all state electoral commissioners, and other Inec officials who contributed to this illegality and this rape on our existence as masses of Nigeria. Our country needs healing. It will be counterproductive to allow a fraudulent process to succeed, as fraud will eternally birth fraud. We cannot grow our democracy on falsehood and suspicion. The holes in our national fabric must be woven shut. One way is to establish immediately a Truth and Reconciliation Committee in Lagos and all other flashpoints of voter intimidations and violence during the presidential election, the National Assembly elections, the governorship election, and State House Assembly elections. This will help to build trust, confidence, and further ethnic cooperation among Nigerians. May we reiterate our demands, even as I believe we have representatives who are supposed to listen to our cries from the UN and receive our message. Our demands, which are made in the interest of unity, inclusion, sustainability of our national ethos, as follows. We demand the sack, arrest, and the prosecution of Professor Yaqub Mahmoud. We demand the cancellation of the presidential election of 25th February 2023. And in line with what we have asked, we would say, should the hearing and the court processes that by the 29th of May, which should be the handing over, not be concluded and the will of the masses be reflected, that there should be a constitutional declaration of an interim government. We equally demand the compensation of all victims of electoral violence, voter suppression, and other electoral atrocities committed during the federal and state elections of February 25th and March 18, 2023, respectively. As concerned citizens, we believe that our country is destined for greatness and are hopeful that in no distant time, our faith will nudge our dreams to reality. Amen. This is our prayer, this is our plea, as we nurse the bruises of hope. For though they force us to precipice, we will not curse our dear country or stand by those who curse it, for it is beloved to us. Nigeria is our fatherland and it's our holy home. We will not steal from our country. Whatever treasures it possesses, as God has abounded in its soils and its human resources. We will not disrespect the dignity of our state. We will hold on to the promise of unity, to the promise of faith, to the promise of peace, and to the promise of progress. And in our normal tradition, here we stand as our demonstration of solidarity to our dear state, Nigeria, and to our commitment to the message we carry, to our undauntedness, to our lack of despair, to our hope in our country. Here we stand in our normal tradition, and we hope we would have a member of the EU to come and receive our message, even as we deliver solemnly to this honored organization. Here we stand, Nigerians.
My name is Mtiti Mpaku.
And I'm fortunate to support. So we are from the Free Nigeria movement. Today marks the 11th day of our peaceful protest. Primarily our peaceful protest against the immediate elections held on the 25th of February and the 18th of March. We believe our weight as Nigerian masses was not reflected. So we stand for truth and we request that whatever support we get as a people, that we have come as organizations that is committed to democracy, the survival of states, the unity, the peace and the development of all countries that are signatory to the EU. We have made our cries at the US Embassy, ECOWAS, the Canadian High Commission, and quite a number of places. The headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the National Assembly, and even the Court of Appeal. And therefore we are here today to make our submission, which we read. And you may pardon us that we didn't accept to get into your office for the sake of what we are doing. And we also respect your protocols. We have been peaceful all along. And then after the press statement we have read, which we have issued to every organization we have been, We've got reports of our daily activities. We have been peaceful. We have done everything within the right of every private citizen to demand our rights. And so we are here to make this submission on behalf of the convener, Dr. Moses Paul. I will sign on his behalf, and then we'll hand this over, and we would appreciate to also know who we are dealing with. Thank you.
Agnieszka Torres, I'm political officer of the delegation,
Okay.
working in political section.
Okay.
My name is Daniel Boulancha. I'm working with the European delegation.
Okay, Daniel. All right. So it's nice meeting you too, and of course we will have the sign, and then I think this should be perhaps this is the original, and then this should have the acknowledgement, right? Okay. No, that's all. And then after the title. So I'll sign this. So for the reports of what we've been doing for the past days, this is what we carry, and then we'll submit, and then we have a copy that we will have an acknowledgement from you.
Okay, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for spending your time on this video. What do you think? Do you think that protests will have anything to do with correcting the electoral malpractices that has been intentionally done by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC? Do you think that because of all these protests that judiciary will do the right thing? Do you think that European Union and other international communities will hold judiciary accountable of the judgment they are going to deliver? Who knows? But let us keep on making our voices to be heard. If a peaceful protest is being organized in your area, kindly attend as contained by the law. There is no crime in protesting. It is a civil thing that you should do. It is your right to protest when you think that things are not moving fine. So do not be afraid to protest peacefully when a call for protest is being announced. And also, let us begin to make our voices to be heard, because we have voted, and if our vote did not count this time, I don't know when it will be counted again. So we must do everything necessary to make sure we protect our integrity, we protect our mandate, and by the grace of God, a new Nigeria is possible. Thank you so much for having time to listen.